The Simpsons has a lengthy history of frighteningly accurately anticipating real-life events. The renowned cartoon series has managed to leave the globe rattled with some major coincidences time and time again, from pop culture and celebrity bombshells to actual political occurrences. This video is brought to you by eerily, a question platform that pays you for adding high-quality answers on different questions. The users are rewarded in eerily tokens, which they can easily convert into dollars or any other cryptocurrency by using one of the exchanges mentioned in the description. Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we will be talking about the 20 Simpsons predictions that could still happen in 2021. So without further ado, let's get started. 1. Richard Branson's trip to space. Even Virgin Atlantic noticed that a 2008 episode of A Billionaire in Space looks surprisingly similar to Richard Branson, who boarded a plane in 2021 for real and headed into the stratosphere, reaching 53 miles up and floating with a crew of Virgin personnel. 2. Ted Cruz goes on vacation mid-disaster. Someone has uncovered a clip from one of the most recent episodes of The Simpsons Predicts the Future that looks eerily similar to Senator Ted Cruz's newest gaffe. Cruz packed his belongings, left his dog at home, and took his family on a vacation to Cancun in the midst of a pandemic and a statewide weather crisis that has left Texans without power and water. He wasn't obliged to travel back home and apologize until he was apprehended at the airport. Donald Trump's presidency. Lisa Simpson is president in the now famous episode Bar to the Future, which isn't hard to believe. But what's strange is that this episode, which aired in 2000, projected that she would succeed President Donald Trump, whose imaginary presidency appears to be as terrible as Trump's actual one. 5. Kamala Harris down to the outfit. People mocked Trump's bizarre forecast throughout his victorious election campaign in 2016, but the whole thing escalated when Kamala Harris emerged in a dress that appears to be a carbon copy of Lisa's just days after being elected vice president. It seems a little too obvious, but Harris doesn't appear to be a typical Simpsons fan, so who knows? 6. The Siegfried and Roy Tiger attack. 10 years before a tiger would attack Roy Horn during a live performance, The Simpsons featured an episode where the duo would be attacked by a white tiger. 7. Apple products and features. Have you used FaceTime recently? Is it possible to get an Apple Watch? Or did you just make an erroneous last-minute text switch due to the Apple's autocorrect feature? All of this was anticipated by The Simpsons in the 1995 to 1996 seasons. Granted, Lisa's FaceTime uses a rotary phone, but you're not going to FaceTime someone with that, so perhaps they had a better idea. 8. The Game of Thrones finale. Oops, warning! This article contains spoilers. Before the big show, The Simpsons offered Westeros a glimpse of what was to come, disappointing fans. It looked a lot like the dramatic, chaotic finale to the HBO series' final season when a dragon rises up and burns down the entire settlement. 9. Lady Gaga's halftime show. This is a hard one and we don't want to come across as reductive, but Gaga's cameo on The Simpsons in 2012 bears a remarkable resemblance to her Super Bowl halftime extravaganza from a few years ago. 10. The pandemic response featuring killer bees. The Simpsons Osaka flu episode is full of predictions, but none are more accurate than the reaction to the COVID-19 virus that we've observed so far. With authorities claiming that there is no treatment and that bed rest is the best course of action, we get a bonus prediction when townsfolk overturn a truck and uncover killer bees, similar to the stories from 2020. 11. 9/11. Perhaps the strangest and most famous of these predictions is that The Simpsons appear to allude to 9/11 in 1997 episode The City of New York vs. Homer Simpson, as Gene described it to the Esquire, quote, "The one that was really odd, and I can't understand how this happened, it was so bizarre. In our New York show before in 1998, there was a pamphlet that said New York on $9 a day, and then the World Trade Towers were right behind the 9. It looked like 9/11. If you had designed something to reflect it, you couldn't have made a design that would have made it look any clearer. So that one, that spooks me to this day. That is really odd." 12. Baby translator. From the episode Brother, Can You Spare Two Dimes?, Herb Powell, Homer's estranged half-brother, returns after losing his car firm and large fortune after Homer constructed a huge car for Powell Motors. Herb believes it's only right that Homer lends him some money to help him get back on his feet. and he uses the money to build a prototype of the baby translator, which is a big success, just like it would be in real life. To be honest, there is an app called Cry Translator that analyzes a baby's cries to determine whether it's hungry, weary, bored, stressed, or in discomfort. 13. World Peace. Perhaps the most pressing prediction from The Simpsons that we'd like to see come true, world peace is at the top of everyone's wish list, especially after a year like 2020. Of course, it's just Mr. Burns goofed up to his eyeballs after his monthly Mayo Clinic life extension treatments and beaming from a lifetime of radiation exposure at the power plant, but he still manages to unify the globe in a wonderful display of togetherness, acceptance, and song. 14. Mail by hologram. Mail is delivered by holograms in the episode Bart to the Future. Yep, that same one that prophesied Trump's administration. Hologram technology has improved significantly in recent years, and it has been used to bring deceased musicians like Tupac Shakur to life for concerts, so it's not so far-fetched to imagine it being a component of Australia Post. 15. Tom Hanks hosting the inauguration special. The Simpson prediction was nearly accurate. In January, the presidential inauguration of 2021 looked a little different. Instead, an inauguration special was shown on television, hosted by none other than Tom Hanks, the national treasure. 16. The U.S. Capitol riots on January 6, 2021. The forecast for 2021 that came straight from an episode of The Simpsons was an attack on the United States. The inauguration was on January 20th, 2021, and the Capitol was on January 6, 2021. In The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 31, Homer sleeps through the 2020 election and wakes up on Inauguration Day to find the country in abject disarray. 17. Lunch Lady Doris used horse meat that caused the Ebola virus. Coronavirus isn't the only deadly outbreak the show has predicted, as Marge read a book to a sickly bard called Curious George and the Ebola virus in 1997. After emerging in West Africa and quickly spreading to epidemic portions, the virus made news 16 years later, causing border closures and travel restrictions. 18. Blinky was real. After being mutated by radioactive waste, Bart caught the hideous-looking fish in a river near the power station in a 1990 episode. A decade later, a real three-eyed fish was discovered in an Argentine reservoir. 19. U.S. Olympic gold. Homer and Marge joined a mixed doubles curling team in a season 21 episode titled Boy Meets Girl, eventually traveling to the Winter Olympics, and in a typical late-era Simpsons turn of events, defeating Sweden to win Olympic gold for the United States. The unexpected victory came 8 years later in Pyongyang, when the U.S. men's team won the country's first Olympic gold medal in this sport. 20. Nobel Prize winner. A blink and you'll miss it shot in a 2010 episode saw Milhouse bet that Finnish economist Bengt R. Holmstrom would win the Nobel Prize in economics, which he really did 6 years later in a joint win with Oliver Hart. And that's it for the 20 Simpsons predictions that could still happen in 2021. What do you do with these predictions? Let us know your thoughts and feel free to comment in the comment section down below. If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. To learn more about Eerily and Eerily tokens, check out the links in the description.